Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in because I think we all need a vibe check on what events have happened the past 72 hours of this crazy Kentucky coaching hunt that heavily involved Baylor men's basketball head coach Scott Drew. So back it all up, we're on Twitter, right? Scott Drew's name circulating a lot from sources as a big time target for the opening job with Kentucky men's basketball. We're not sure what's going on, but we hear on Twitter that he's in talks, potentially, interest in the job. Then we hear that there's maybe a plane coming from Lexington to Waco. Well, then about a few hours later, Scott Drew posts the infamous picture at Mi Casita, eating lunch there on a, quote, rainy day in Waco. It's the perfect spot. So then it absolutely breaks Twitter, and we're all confused on what's going on. So then people are like, hey, he's staying in Waco. He's not on that plane. Everything's great. Well, then a few hours go by, and his family was spotted coming off of an airplane at the Temple Airport. That plane was coming from Lexington. So now people are confused as to, okay, so Scott's family appeared to have been in Lexington yesterday, but Scott was in Waco. So what's going on? So then everybody goes to sleep. We're really confused on what's going on. You hear things of Scott would never post something like that on Twitter unless he was going to stay as the Baylor men's basketball coach. While Baylor Nation goes to sleep all stressed out, everybody's pulse was through the roof, including mine. It was a mess. We wake up today, and at approximately 10:30 Central Time, we get reports that Scott Drew is in fact staying at Baylor as the men's basketball coach. He then comes out with a tweet about 10 minutes later after that broke, saying that he prayed about it and thought about it with his family, and it is God's path to keep him here at Baylor. Definitely huge news for Baylor Nation. This has been a crazy coaching search for Kentucky. Who knows where they're going to go next? Names like Dan Hurley are on the list. But who knows? All I learned from this is that basketball fans are crazy in the best way possible. There were reports that Kentucky fans were calling the Mi Casita restaurant yesterday because Scott Drew was spotted there. It's all craziness, but all I can say is I went to Mi Casita today. The chips and salsa are great, by the way. It was crowded with people eating there for lunch, and Scott Drew's booth is not roped off yet, but I think that may come pretty soon. So Baylor Nation, don't freak out. Your coach, Scott Drew, is coming back.